click the link below or go straight to mr.locario.com to get the documentary Game Kings, The Definition of Game. Yo, what's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's good? So listen, this video right here is going to save you a lot of frustration when you're dealing with women. It's going to make your dating life, your relationships way more easier. You understand? Is that even a way to say it? Way more easier? I don't know. But let's keep it going. So, you know, I want guys to understand that they should never, ever try to satisfy a woman. Okay? Never, ever try to satisfy a woman. And now, I'm not talking about like in bed or anything. I'm not talking about that. You want to, you know what I'm saying? Do your thing in bed and all that other stuff. When I say never satisfy a woman, what I'm talking about is when you're interacting with these chicks, you know, you're dating a girl, you got a girlfriend, you got a wife or whatever it is, right? There's going to be certain things that the girl you're, you know, with is going to complain about or have an issue with, or, you know, she's going to make a big deal about certain things, right? And now what you're going to try to do is you're going to try to fix it and address it in a certain way so that you can satisfy her. Right? Meaning so that you can fix that quote unquote problem so that she don't have to complain. You don't have to hear a bitch and moan about it. But what I'm trying to tell you guys is never, ever try to satisfy a woman. Why? Because you can't. It's impossible. It's impossible to satisfy the woman. So when you try to satisfy the woman, all you do is tire yourself out. You just frustrate yourself. You stress yourself out trying to satisfy the woman when you can't do it. Right? And I'm going to tell you what to do instead, and, you know, besides trying to satisfy her. Right? So let me give you some examples of what I mean by, you know, you can't satisfy her in certain scenarios that'll come up. Right? Now, let's say, for example, you are dating a chick or you got a girlfriend or whatever it is like that. Right? And because you work a lot and you're busy, right? You're not spending a lot of time with her. You understand? So you see her, but you're not spending a lot of time with her. So now she's going to complain and be like, oh, you know, we don't spend enough time together. I don't get to see you and all that other stuff, right? So now you're thinking, oh, well, maybe I can, you know, find more ways to spend time with her to satisfy her, to get her to feel like we're spending more time, right? And so what happens is that you end up trying to satisfy her by spending more time with her, and then guess what's going to happen? At some point she's gonna be like, oh my God, you know, I just feel like you're all up under me all the time and I just need some space and yada yada yada. You're thinking, wait a second, didn't you just say before that I don't spend enough time with you? Now I am spending time with you and now it's too much? Like, what the fuck? See, your mistake was trying to satisfy this chick. You see what I'm saying? Never try to satisfy a woman. They can't be satisfied. See, another example, let's say, you know, the girl that you're dealing with, she's like, oh, well, we don't go out enough. And, you know, I feel like we should go out more. We're always staying in and blah, blah, blah. And you're like, all right, you try to fix the shit and you go out and take her out more. And then all of a sudden she's like, oh, how come we're always going out? Why can't we just stay in? And you understand? It's like, no matter which way you go, it's going to be an issue, right? She can't be satisfied, right? Now, one of my personal favorites, as far as your woman her not being satisfied, is, you know, when she starts talking about how you make her feel, right? So there's going to be times when they're dealing with women and they're going to say things like, you know, I just don't feel special. You understand? I just feel like you're not interested anymore. I feel like, you know, this and that is happening. Right? Now, what she doesn't understand is that her feelings is, inside her. It doesn't really have anything to do with you. You're not making her feel anything. She feels how she feels, but she doesn't understand that. She thinks it's you that's doing it, right? And then now you think, oh, well, let me try to fix this, and let me try to satisfy her. Maybe I am doing this and that to make her feel this way and that way. Let me try to fix ththings so that I can make her feel better. And then you stress yourself out, you frustrate yourself. And, you're going back and forth with her, and she's like, oh, I'm just not feeling this. And then, you get into an argument with her because you're like, yo, what are you talking about? I'm always here. I'm doing this thing. And she's like, I just don't feel special. And, so you're going through all of this nonsense, trying to fix her feelings. You understand? And so, again, you have to understand you cannot satisfy the woman. You can't do it. You understand? She might say some shit like, oh, I just wish you were more romantic. I feel like, there's no more romance in this situation or whatever. And then you're like either gonna try to argue with her about it and debate her like, what are you talking about? We do this and we do that. Or you're gonna try to fix it. You're like, okay, I guess I should do more romantic stuff. So let me try to do this and do that, right? And then you do more romantic shit, quote unquote. And then now she has some other shit to complain about. You understand what I'm saying? Listen, you cannot satisfy them. Do not try. See, and also what you have to understand is this. The way a woman's mind works and how she feels and all this other stuff, it's always in flux. It's always changing. It's never, like just stuck on this thing. It's always something. You understand? So what happens is that you can't ever fix anything because there's nothing to fix, because there's nothing that is stable. You understand? When you do one thing, there's going to be another situation or issue. You try to fix that issue, then there's another situation or issue. You try to fix that one, then some other thing is an issue. You understand what I'm saying? You can't satisfy them. You see, you just can't do it. And so what happens is that a lot of guys frustrate themselves because they're thinking, man, well, if I just, she's complaining about this. This is an issue. Let me fix the issue so she will stop complaining about the issue. But then you fix that issue, quote unquote, or address it. And then it's some other thing that's an issue. And see, what happens is that a lot of times the issues really don't have anything necessarily to do with you, right? Sometimes it could be, for example, let's say your girl's complaining about, y'all not going out enough and y'all, oh, I want to go out more and I want you to take me out more and all this other stuff. Now, it's not that you don't take her out enough. It's that she was talking to her girlfriend and her girlfriend told her about what her and her boyfriend did, and he took her out to this place and that place, right? And it was this real fancy restaurant and it was all extravagant and it was great. And then now she's comparing herself to her girlfriend, and now she wants to come to you talking about, how come we don't go out and do this and do that and all that other crazy shit, right? Or she might have been watching some goofy ass reality show and, the girls on the reality show was doing some extravagant shit, and at the moment she's like, how come my boyfriend and I don't do this extravagant shit? Now she's gonna come to you and complain, oh, I feel like we just don't go out enough and yada yada yada. So she's feeling certain types of ways in those moments based off a bunch of other shit that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. You understand? And now you're sitting there trying to satisfy this woman, trying to fix everything and all this other stuff. Right? Because usually what happens is this, the response that most guys give is either they try to argue with the woman, and be like, what are you talking about? And what's wrong with you? And why are you acting like that? And blah, 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 right? Or they'll try to fix it, right? So they'll listen to what she's saying and try to do the thing that she says that she's complaining about and try to fix it, right? Or they'll try to do both. They'll argue and then try to fix it, right? Now, both of those, responses are things that is not gonna work, and it's just gonna frustrate you even more. You understand what I'm saying? So this is what I want you to do. The next time the girl you're with the chick that you're dealing with, your girlfriend, wife, chick you're dating, whatever it is, whenever she starts complaining about something, whenever she starts to, talk about these things and make it an issue and all this other stuff, right? I don't want you to argue with her. I don't want you to try to fix it. All you need to do is this. All you need to do is just listen. That's it. Just listen and continue to do what you've been doing. That's it. See, and I'm saying this from the premise of you actually doing the things you've been doing already. So what I mean is this, for example, let's use the example of, going out more or whatever, going out and taking her out right now. If you already take your girl out and y'all do shit, you understand? And then she's complaining, oh, we don't go out enough and blah, 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 blah. Right? You already know y'all go out. But right now in that moment, she's acting a certain way because she's feeling a certain way about, that topic based off of whatever. Right? So you see saying that and you listen, you're like, okay, I see what you're saying. All right. And then you just continue as business as usual. Don't try to take her out more. You understand what I'm saying? Don't try to argue with her. Don't do none of that stuff. You just listen and continue to do what you was doing. If your girl's like, oh, you don't spend enough time with me and blah, 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 right? And you're like, look, you know you're busy. She knows you're busy, right? Let's say you're building a business or you're doing whatever. And let's say you see this chick, twice a week or whatever, right? And that's your girlfriend. You see her twice a week. And that's the time you can see her because you're busy doing this and doing that, right? Don't try to start to push things aside to see her 3 or 4 or 5 times a week. No, keep seeing her those 2 times a week. Listen to what she's saying. Keep seeing her those 2 times a week and then just keep it pushing. Now, again, if you want to see her more, that should be a choice that you make at some point because either you have more time and you want to make that happen, but you don't do it just to satisfy her. You understand? Now, the reason why I'm saying to just listen and to keep it business as usual is because usually what happens is that when women are complaining, and especially when it's a bunch of bullshit, it's just them in their feelings because you're actually doing what you said you were going to do and you're doing everything like you should be doing in the first place. Usually when they're just complaining and talking all that shit is because they're just feeling that in the moment. You understand what I'm saying? They're feeling that way in the moment. They want to talk. They want to be heard and all that other stuff. So just fucking sit there and let them, talk. And then just sit there and listen. Okay, all right, I see what you're saying. Okay. And then what's going to happen is that feeling or whatever they complaining about is going to go away. Meaning that they're going to forget about it. The next day, they're not going to give a fuck. They're not going to be, you understand what I'm saying? So a lot of times what happens is that you guys get confused because when you hear a problem, your first instinct is, let me fix the problem. Right? But what you don't realize is that there's really no problem. You understand what I'm saying? Objectively, there is no problem. Now, if there is a problem, you would know if there's a problem, meaning like, let's say, for example, you're in a relationship, you got a girlfriend, let's say I live together or some shit, and let's say the bills aren't getting paid or some shit, and the bills aren't getting paid because you haven't been going to work or you've been slacking or whatever, like, that's an issue. And then so okay, she's complaining about that because it's an issue and it's a fucking issue, right? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when a chick is in her feelings about her feeling some way about some shit, or she's just complaining about something that's not really an issue. You understand what I'm saying? And then you are trying to satisfy that. You're trying to do something to make her happy or to make her shut up or to, like, don't do it. Stop. Chill the fuck out. You understand? You are going to stress yourself out trying to fix shit, trying to argue with her, going back and forth with her. Just listen and keep it business as usual. Because when it's not an issue, it's just her talking and being in her feelings. You understand what I'm saying? It's just her being in her feelings for that moment of that situation. And so what happens is that, again, that is going to dissipate, because then she's going to be on some other thing and feeling some other way about some other shit. You understand what I'm saying? And then when she's feeling some other way about some other shit, you do the same exact thing. You just listen and be like, okay, I see what you're saying. And then you keep that shit business as usual. Click the link below and get your bad boy gear. Get the t-shirts, Submissive Women Are Sexy, Binary as Fuck, and I'm God to These Hoes. Click the link below to get your bad boy gear today. Now, before you go, click the link below and go to badboymembership.com. Now, badboymembership.com is a place where you go to get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month. Listen, I know you're tired of being rejected. Go to badboymembership.com. I know you're tired of being afraid to approach women. Go to badboymembership.com. I know you're tired of not getting the women that you want. Go to badboymembership.com. Listen, I know you're tired of being alone on a Friday night. Go to badboymembership.com. Now picture this. You'll go from not getting what you want when it comes to you dealing with women to actually getting what you want, to being the guy women want to be with, women want to date, women want to have sex with. All you need to do is go to badboymembership.com, follow the steps, learn the game, implement the game, and then you will get the woman you want. Make sure you go to badboymembership.com today. Click the link below.